obvious plugging of the line of support towards the health sector immediately of our people. The Americans provide support to a tune of about $600 million annually towards specific areas of intervention in the health sector. One of them being HIV, maternal and child care, and of course TB-related, and these diseases that are read in Zambia, at least among the ones that eschew devastatingly so, taking the lives of our people. We also have malaria and so on, but the statistics inform us that we have about 1.3 of our people that are living with HIV and are captured and are dependent on ARVs. Just that one singular decision puts 1.3 people at risk in terms of their lives. So this is a disaster for our country, and therefore it cannot be casually discussed as a move among politicians. This has to do with the lives of the people. Do we have hope of government having mitigation measures around this? The answer is no, because this government is broke. Is government on top of things, as the minister was trying to talk about? The answer is no. The American ambassador said from late colleagues got into government, they noticed. So it can never be said to be historical, because the ambassador was very categorical. It is late 2021, just after our colleagues got into government. Our suspicion could be that maybe there were opportunistic elements that were already gunning to take advantage of this sector, and the money is provided for their personal benefit. Because how is it that the pilfering and the theft and the corruption in this sector immediately was introduced and noticed in 2021, just after our colleagues got into government? And the lead flag was raised, according to Ambassador, engaged the different stakeholders, including government, that I think from the assessment and from the signals they're getting and the support that they're providing is not going to the intended people. Instead, it is finding itself in private entities and private pockets. And it's not a one-day issue. Obviously, the fact that this is support, it is support. There has been a number of scandals around the Minister of Health. I remember having a conversation with you around some kind of a contract that had to do with about 100 some facilities that needed to be put up. One of the contractors, or somebody that was involved in the bidding process, did disclose with evidence that there was solicitation and even commitment of high-ranking officials in the UPND government that needed vehicles, that needed a certain amounts of money moved here and there. Was there any action taken? Answer is no.
Is it a bigger sign of a weakness by the government in terms of something that they put front and center when they came into office, which is fighting corruption? Is this has been a bit relaxed?
You see, the trouble is that our friends in the UPND campaigned consistently based on propaganda. I think there must have been somebody who saw this philosophy that to get into government, just thrash before the Zambian people every rhetoric enticed to vote for you. You don't really have to measure what you're promising around what is practicable. So they succeeded using lies and deceit and all these fantastic promises to get into government. But that's one thing. But when you get into government, you have to now actualize the promises that you made. The choice, which was supposed to have been a very simple choice for them to make, and admit that having never been in government, at least for the president, now that he has got into government, he has found that the reality in government is different from what he imagined would be the case, so that the Zambian people would pardon him of his promises and give him, some kind of a leeway to be able to work with what he has found, to work with the bureaucracies of government, and be able to systems of government. But instead, he continued being pushed on the trajectory of trying to still make himself look like he knows what he's doing, and more promises and more promises. So instead, because of the desire to look good in the eyes of Zambians through rhetoric, the rot within government, which manifested stage, they couldn't admit and deal with it. So because the effort was more on the path of propaganda. Had Mr. Nakachinda Hichilema immediately got into government and the agri-manifestation, the Minister of Health, started showing up, and he put his foot down, dealt with it decisively, we will not be where we are today. So you are right to say that try and create and manufacture through the propaganda cases against the previous regime, because as far as they're concerned, if we blame PF so much, people will look at us from a positive point of view. So we've seen that a number of PF leaders, those who are in government, have been arrested. And when you examine some of the cases under